Hi, today is August 7th, 2024, and I, Kaylee Can, am officially 3 years sober today. I wanted to celebrate by going to the beach, and in doing this, I've had some conviction on my heart to share this dream I had back in 2015. At the time, my grandfather was in the hospital, and he was going through some pneumonia, and I had no idea that he would be passing away soon. I also had another loss in my life, and some other terrible things that happened to me that ended a relationship and changed the trajectory of my life for a while. So this particular year, 2015, is very significant to me, and I want to share what happened before all of that stuff happened. I had a very significant dream, and it happened in a peculiar way, so I'm gonna get started about it. So, you know when you're going to bed and you're in that in-between state where you're kind of asleep, but you're not really asleep, your eyes are closed, and you're trying to sleep. So also, I want to add really quick before I get deep into this. Anybody who's heard me tell this dream is probably pretty close to me in my life. And if I shared this dream with you, it means I really trust you. And I want you to affirm or not affirm whether or not I'm telling it the exact way I told you that it happened. Because over time, if we have dreams, maybe they'll change a little bit and we lose the story or whatever. And I want you guys to know that this feels like a very real experience that happened to me, and I've told it the same exact way for the past 10 years. Because it was so real, it feels like an experience. Anyways, we are at the moment when I am half asleep, half awake, and I'm facing my wall in my bed. My eyes are closed, and I just get this really strange, dark sensation, like somebody came in my room, but it wasn't a nice somebody. And I've had questionable paranormal experiences after watching too many Ghost Adventures episodes and, you know, horror movies and all that, but this is not like that. This was a pretty normal day where I was occupied with my family and work. I didn't watch any scary movies before this experience or anything like that. I know that because people asked me that when it first happened, and I know for a fact I wasn't watching anything crazy before I went to bed. So I get this dark feeling in my bedroom, like somebody is in there, and I have this voice in my head that's like, look at me, turn around, look at me. And I really wanted to. I was curious because I was like, what the heck is happening in my room right now? What is that? But I had another voice that felt more kind and less abrasive, that was like, just let yourself fall asleep, just let yourself fall asleep. And it kept saying that over and over, just let yourself fall asleep, just let yourself fall asleep. And I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on right now, but I guess I'm gonna let myself try to fall asleep and ignore that. It really felt oppressive. Like, I'm just laying there and nothing has changed. Like, I'm just going to sleep and I just feel this oppressive presence in my bedroom. So I'm like, okay. So I end up trying to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I get swept up in this like tornado. Like, it's loud, man. Like, the wind is like screeching, and it's just this and I'm flashing through all of these images. The first one was a baby doll with like half an eye open. You know, those baby dolls where it kind of has like the lazy eye thing, so it's like one eye open, but I see the face of the baby doll. And then the next thing I see is a man getting a tattoo on his back, and it looks like it's in Arabic, and I can't read Arabic. I only know generally the shape of what I was watching, but he was getting a tattoo on his back, like the back of his neck, in Arabic. And then I was swept out of all of that strangeness. It's kind of like when you're going through a montage in a movie scene where it's like flipping images. But I was in like this strange chaos. And then all of a sudden, I'm up in the air, in the sky, over water. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, it was like a bright, sunny day, and the water was so blue and clear and beautiful, and I'm over like a piece of land, like a city. And I'm like, okay, this is really strange. And I'm kind of scared. Like, my emotions are similar to what I was feeling when it first started in my bedroom, where I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is kind of weird. And then all of a sudden I'm in the sky, and I'm like, whoa, why am I up in the air in the sky? And I'm just there, like, I'm just bird's eye view of this piece of land and water just beneath me. So after that, I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. So then all of a sudden, I have this sensation that someone's talking to me, that's affirming me that it's okay and I don't need to be scared. And as soon as this voice is talking, and it's kind of like not physical, like you can't physically hear, but it's like telepathic, you know? Like something assured me that it was okay that I was there up in the sky. I was like, okay, I guess this is fine. And then it was like, just watch. So I'm like, okay, I'm here and I'm just gonna watch. And I'm paying attention to this city. One thing I noticed significantly about this city is like, I saw like a white mosque building near the shore, kind of not too close to the shore, but like it was a notable building where I acknowledged what I was looking at. So I was like, okay, that's there. And it was easy to know what I was looking at and where I was. So after that, I'm like, what's going on? I'm just sitting here watching, nothing's happening. And all of a sudden, the ground in the middle of the city drops. Like, it's significant. It goes under. And then it's mushroom cloud nuclear explosion. Like, the biggest nuclear bomb you've ever seen. Like, the ground dropped significantly before that, though. Like, I watched the buildings and the ground go boom. And then the explosion is coming towards me. And I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm pulled away. And then I'm flying over the water. And I'm just over the water, passing all the waves. And I'm just like, whoa. When that happened, I heard that telepathic voice that was like, now it's time for you to meet my son, is what I heard in my head. And so I'm flying over the water, and then I just appear in this cave. And as soon as I walk in, I see this giant rock formation, like a huge boulder that's kind of in a circle, but it's like a big lumpy circle of rock in the center of this cave. And it's like water is flowing down it, and there's fish, like live fish, like wedged in between the rocks. Like their tails are sticking out, their heads are sticking out, and they're like flopping around, and the water's like rushing over them in this big rock. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like the whole dream is like me in real life feeling like I'm actually experiencing this and just being like, what am I looking at? Like, what is happening? And then I get to behind the rock. I start to walk behind it, and I just drop to my knees. I'm on the floor immediately, and I look up, and all I see are feet and ankles of a man, I presume. But I see nothing else. And then I turn to the left, and I'm looking down this hallway past his feet, and it's a dark abyss hallway, and I'm like, somehow I'm pulled right into that. And I know for a fact I had a nightmare after that. I do not remember the nightmare. I don't know what happened after that. I just remember feeling afraid. And when I woke up, I was like, I have to tell my mom about this. I have to tell my mom. I have to tell somebody. I don't want to forget what I just experienced, so I have to tell my mom. And it's still dark and it's morning, so it's so early in the morning that it's still dark. And I'm like, Mom, you wouldn't believe, like, I gotta tell you about this dream I had. And my mom is, hurry up, I'm getting ready for work or whatever. And I tell her the whole thing exactly how I just told it to you. And she goes, wow, that sounds really prophetic, but I gotta go to work now, so bye. So then I went back to sleep. Then I woke up for real. And I called my mom first thing, because I was like, Mom, did you hear about that dream I had? I told you about this morning, when I woke up. And my mom said to me, I never talked to you this morning. And I swear to you, I woke up and I told her because I didn't want to forget. So when I woke up for real and asked her about it and she didn't remember our conversation in the morning, I was like, that's crazy. Because she was like, I didn't talk to you before work. So I have a legit memory of waking up and telling her, and she has no memory of this. So I guess it didn't happen. So after that, my mom is like, what did the city look like? And I'm like, I don't know how to describe it to you except in bird's eye view, because I was up in the sky looking down on it. And all I remember is that like one white building that was really notable for me to remember it. So I started looking up cities that were biblical, because in the morning when I talked to my mom responded to me and said that's really prophetic. So my mom in the morning was like, I think you should look up cities in the Bible that are like known. So we looked up Jerusalem and like, places in Israel, and I was like, none of these are right. None of these look right to me. It's not what I saw. It was on the edge of the sea, whatever I was looking at. And my mom goes, look up Damascus. I swear to God, I looked up a bird's eye view of Damascus, and that is exactly what I saw in my dream. Believe what you want to believe. This is a real experience that happened to me years ago. I always thought that because I had this experience that it needed to be legit. My belief in God faded though for a while. I got really into New Age stuff. I got super into like witchcraft and paganism, and I like the idea of omnism, which means there's truth in all religions, which is technically, it's a true value. I mean, God is everywhere, right? So God is in every religion. So I like omnism because it means there's truth in everything, and it doesn't just separate people with what's wrong and what's right and all that fun stuff. But I wanted to share this because it solidified faith in me a very long time ago. And even though I was talked out of it with science and logic, I was brought to a really dark place. And that dream has always told me that I experienced that. Nothing I've ever reiterated about this dream has changed. And people that are very close to me that have heard this before can affirm to you that it is what it is. You can think what you want to think about it. I am open to interpretations. I think that hearing other people interpret it is totally great and wonderful, but I'm telling you what I experienced. It doesn't feel like a dream. I have another one, but I don't have time for it. So soon, I think I'll share that one. Anyways, I love you guys. 3 years sober. Wow. Life is very fast and beautiful, and I'm very blessed. I love you so much. If you're here, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you have a really great rest of your day. It is beautiful outside. We are blessed and we are grateful. Stay thankful.